Hello, welcome to my porch. Today I'm out here, it's last of the sun, having my coffee, smoking my little cigar. I'm having a heck of a day. It was going pretty good, and then I come home, I go out to the store, come back, and then a few 10 minutes later, seeing the senior helper out for the day, I find one of this letters clipped to the little clips on the door, next to the door. Usually they put notices to the whole building, but this one was specific to us. And I've seen these letters before. It's about non-smoking in the building and all this other stuff, but this one is targeted to us. In a sense, it's named me and my dad, but it begins with dear residents. We have received complaints from neighboring apartments that there is a persistent smoke smell in your building. This is a reminder that the apartment complex is a smoke-free community, and the violations for smoking inside your apartment have these potential issues. And it talks about, they may have to do more inspections. Continuing violations of the community's no smoking policy result in enforcement actions, include monetary fines, additional inspections of your apartment to verify compliance, and potential termination of your lease, and all this other stuff. This was given to us. This wasn't a letter posted to everybody else. This was specific to just us. And that's bugging me. Because then the leasing agent on the letter is the one I've dealt with most. And she's the one that got us moved into the new apartment when they basically forced us to move from the old apartment and into the new one. And when other issues have come up where they said there's smoking smell in the building, I've always responded that I come outside to smoke. I'm famous for it. I'm out here in rain, sleet, snow. I got videos of me outside in a rainstorm with hurricane sounds in the background. Now, we've lived in this apartment complex since 1985. We were first in a townhouse, and then we downsized to a two-bedroom apartment about 13 years ago. And back then, smoking was allowed, so it's not a problem. Then suddenly, they said no more smoking. It's a non-smoking community. They did not do any renovation of any of the apartment complexes or buildings or apartments. They just said no more smoking. You go outside, you can go outside to your patio, smoke, or your porch, but you can't smoke in the building. And so I never have. Now, I did smoke in one bedroom of our old apartment for many years, probably 10 years before they changed the rules. And I had ventilation that went out, but it was a very saturated room with smoke because it had water damage and other stuff that came from the roof from the apartment above during the snow thing. They never remedied. So we had to pay a little bit more money because when we were forced to move, because they needed to renovate that out and change and disinfect and all that, which I was fine with. But once they said no more smoking, I stopped smoking inside the apartment. I've never smoked a single cigarette inside my apartment, not even an e-cigarette, which is against the rules too. Now, I know I've been out in my hallway before, going down my hall. I can smell other people's cooking, and some things smell to me that rank or whatever. Some people's cooking will do that. And if you cook several different things together and those odors mix, they can smell like whatever. So I'm not real sure about what's going on about this persistent smoke smell that they seem to have. I mean, I come out on the porch, I shut the door, sliding door, I close the windows. The windows are closed. So there's no way my smoke's going back in the house, the apartment. So why are they targeting us with that letter? And I've talked to that leasing agent before, which, really it should be the manager who's sending out these letters, not the leasing agent. But I've dealt with this specific leasing agent about this very situation. Every time we got one of those notices, I would go up and assure them, that's not me, you are more than welcome to come into my house, inspect it, do air quality checks, look for anything related to smoking, ashes, cigarette butts, whatever. In fact, they did do an inspection, and they found nothing. But even if they had found some smell, that could be attributed to residual smell that's in furniture or bedding or whatever, or mattresses. You never know. Not that I smell that in here. So, in fact, this leasing agent has come into our house. I invited her into our house. I said, please come over, walk through it, smell all you can smell, look for what you can look for. And then she sends out this to just us. And that's targeted behavior. They know I'm a smoker. So and they had a saturated bedroom in the old apartment. But now I'm starting to worry about this a bit, because what if they've got a bunch of these letters and notices and complaints, and they're in my file, and when it comes time to renew my lease, they might decide, nah, we don't want to renew your lease. You've had too many potential warnings or whatever. I don't know. It's not giving me a warning or anything. They're just, the way they're wording this and sending us just the letter just to us, that's bugging me. Because they've been in my apartment, they've smelled nothing. They've found nothing. And yet they continue to send these letters. And now I got a letter specific to us, not to the whole building. Now I've got videos of me out here in the rain and the snow and the sleet, in hurricanes, in all that. Out here, the dead of night at 3 a.m. smoking. I've got witnesses, other people who come out on their porches to smoke. They see me out here 3 or 4 in the morning, in the cold, in the rain, with an umbrella in the corner. So, and my senior helpers that come every day, they see if I come outside to smoke, they know there's no smoking that goes on in the house. Just here. And so this targeting is starting to bug me, because I never had a problem. We lived here since these complexes since 1985. And first in a townhouse, then we downsized to the 2-bedroom. Never had a complaint. Never, not a single one. But within the last months here, suddenly we're getting complaints. And after they stopped allowing smoking in a building or in apartments, there was never a complaint about smoke smell in the building until we move into this new apartment. Then all of a sudden, they say they're getting these notices or complaints, and they're targeting us. Because I walked out, saw that letter addressed to us, and I walked down the hall and up to the other apartments, and not any of the other ones had one on their apartment, just us. So it is targeted. It is directed at us. I'm worried that these things will be compiled, and they might not renew our lease if they think there's an issue, because they can do that. They can say, I just don't feel like listening to you. Give them a cause. And one would wonder why. We've never caused a single problem in this place for anybody. I don't know. Maybe someone doesn't like me. Maybe someone's seen a video of mine when I talk about being forced to move. And the video showing the place that we had to move out of. That could be it. Who knows? Retribution. I don't think it's that, but I'm going to have to strongly word some kind of response to them and to make it official and send it to them officially, and escalate this up, because this is bothering me. I've followed the rules. I've done my due diligence. I keep our house pristine. Never garbage or overflowing anything in our house. Everything's dusted and clean and orderly. And that's saying something in the house of a dementia patient, Alzheimer's, dementia. And the fact that when they forced us to move into a reverse of the apartment that we were in, basically, with those different sizes, same floor plan, different sizes, it complicated my dad's care dramatically. The carpeting was gone. Couldn't put the grab bars up and all this other stuff. A lot of problems. My dad still says to this day, when are we going home? Even though I've tried to put everything back exactly like it was in the previous apartment. So they've complicated this dramatically. And I don't know. But it's starting to bug me. And that's all I'm going to say about that today. Apartment complexes owned by big companies that own all the apartment complexes in that area, you're trapped. You can't move. We've been here since 1985, and they treat us like we're problem children that just moved in. That's the way I'm feeling. There's nobody in that office that I remember when we moved in, or I remember from 13 years ago. What a sad state of affairs this is. But I'm going to have to do something about this. Get my own record in the file, disputing all this and saying, you all need to stop harassing me, basically. And it is defamation, in a sense. If someone is saying I'm smoking in the building, and there were a complaint, so someone who filed, one of their workers said they saw me in the hallway smoking. Now, or standing outside my door with the door open smoking. No. They might have seen me with an unlit cigarette in my mouth, well, locking the door or something. I could see that happening, but there's some assumptions being made here that, or a targeted behavior that's starting to upset me, and I got to do something about it. But really don't know how you can, other than say whatever, whatever. It's disheartening with these kind of things go on because there's no loyalty. There's no, I don't know. But anyway, that's what I'm feeling today. I'm out here smoking with the sun in my eyes, contemplating what I'm going to be talking to them about. But I'm no more talking. It's got to be in writing from now on. I've learned that. Don't talk, write it. Anyway, talk to you again another time.